of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call with council, please. Councilmember Garberding? Here. Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Kay?
Here.
Councilmember Smithson? Here. Councilmember Putnam?
Here.
Councilmember Steiger?
Here.
Councilmember Walters?
Motion to approve dismissal of Trent Walker.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Dismiss.
Yeah.
Councilmember Walker's absent, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Additions or changes to tonight's agenda? Anyone from office? None? All right. All those in favor of tonight's agenda as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on, audience comment. I just have one form up here. Chief Fancher. Oh.
All right.
No problem. Chief Fancher, you can go ahead, and then I'll find you next.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
It's hard to be the photographer and the commentator. Honorable Mayor, Council, good evening. My name is Jean Fancher, 37248 65th Avenue South, and I have three things that I'd like to bring to your attention tonight. First, I'd like to give the City Council this nice little alarm that can be put on a door or a window, and I would like to suggest you put it on the door of one door at least here, so when you lock the door before the public here, before the Finance Committee meeting, which is public, I don't have to run around the building and yell, "Hey, somebody let me in," because it's a public meeting and the City Hall should be open. So if you pass that down, please. That's the first thing I'd appreciate. The second thing I'd appreciate is a little coordination between the City of Edgewood and the City of Pacific regarding Jovita Boulevard, which, according to a news release from Edgewood, is closed from early Wednesday through early Friday. It says emergency vehicles will be allowed through, but we on the West Hill are already having delays because of the closure of the two one-way roads. There was an aid call in my neighborhood on Saturday night. A lady was in her chair and couldn't get out. The fire department had to come and break in, and they were a little surprised to see that Jovita Boulevard was going to be closed. Valley Regional Fire Authority does have an agreement with South King County regarding non-life-threatening emergencies or just aid calls, whatever, but if there's a fire in a house, there's only one engine, according to the Valley Regional Fire Captain who came. I believe he's a captain, maybe I promoted him. One engine coming from South King County, two from the Valley. It took about 20 minutes for the fire department to get up to my house. In 20 minutes, most of it might have been burned down if it had been a fire call rather than the neighbor's aid call. By the way, she was transported by a very professional staff, first out of her chair, out of the house, into the ambulance, and taken to St. Francis, and I know she's doing fine. She'd like to be home, but she's doing fine. And the third thing is, I'd like to know what the city's policy is regarding city staff taking home city vehicles. I understand that the police department officers drive their patrol cars home, but in my getting around the Jovita Boulevard roadblock this afternoon, I noticed a public works truck with the Civic logo on it going on the Lake Dolph area road north of Peasley Canyon. Blue logo, small truck, orange light on the top, and I'm just wondering if public works employees get to drive their vehicles home. I don't want to pay for their gas. And you'll have to excuse me if I'm a little cranky, because with the road closures, I didn't get my dinner, and it's, I'm just a little low on blood sugar, so thank you very much for your attention. The three things, please have the doors unlocked when there's a public meeting, put an alarm on one of them, so if you got a lock too, at least you can hear somebody coming in. Second, communicate with the other jurisdictions regarding road closures. And third, keep an eye on who's driving what home, because we don't like to pay for gas that we can't afford ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is Dean Johnson.
Hello, Dean Johnson. I live over on White River Drive. Years ago when we were flooded out, I don't want to go too far back into that, but we were told that we were going to get a barrier on the sidewalk that would maintain our little community. I was a little not liking that because I was going to bring all the drug addicts from the park over to here. Well, they continued and put up double wall barriers, and I go to work in the morning and there's melted straws from crackheads and stuff. Me and my wife were to get up in the morning and find out that we've slept through the evening and this is going on in our neighborhood. And they've never gone to follow up on doing the barrier, which I'm finally getting where I'd like to see that. I was generally putting flowers out there, and it felt like for years, every time I put flowers out there, wildflowers, they'd come and mow it down. Well, I got photos right now on my camera right now with my tape measure of 48 inches of grass. This is my tape measure sitting on the sidewalk. Not mowing it is even worse than not maintaining it and bringing the drug addicts, because this is bringing more drug addicts, and the summer's about to start even worse. You buried it off to where they used to have a path to be able to go through, you know, whoever went this way, the park people came this way. Well, you buried the park. People come through that piece of grass. If you want to walk on the rocks that they put there and the marshmallows that they put there, you can see paraphernalia all over the place. And they're not even mowing it. I'm here to request. Put the barrier up would be my request, 100%. Go back to the original request and mandatory, this is what they were going to do. Instead, they haven't even mowed the lawn. Come on, my nephew came from California to come visit us, and I got pictures of him, and all you see is his head walking through our so-called, whatever you guys want to call it. My request is maintain it, please. I don't need it to be a drug addict place. Summertime is here. You barely open up the park. You got to choose this. I drive by. When I moved in here 16, 17 years ago, I loved driving by the park and looking at the geese and the ducks and the river. And ain't there no more. You tore down the houses that live across the street from me, and not one of them got wet. And they left with a profit. I can't sell my house for what I bought it for 6 years. And then you can't even mow the lawn. Please, I'm here to request. Do something about it.
Thank you. So, Ken, it's my understanding, we've already talked to King County about this. We're very concerned as well, sir, about the tall grass. Pictures have been sent to me prior, you know, and we're having conversations with King County, and they're right, they promise to maintain that. One thing that I want to comment, I don't want to have a debate or any back and forth conversation, but I do want to comment as far as the White River goes, the park, and all the property that King County bought us. I don't like those HESCOs. I hate those HESCOs, but I'm working with King County to keep the citizens safe from flooding, loss of property, loss of life. And it's King County's park, and it's their property that they have it on, and I'm really grateful for the fact that they're working with us to open up the park and give us as much visibility in the park as we can. We're hoping to have those levees done by 2017, but until then,
So
We're
I'm
at
not
their
gonna get
mercy.
that area mowed until 27.
No, we're not saying that.
It was so terrible, I couldn't even run with my dog across it.
I
because there's so
understand,
many
and I'm not
trenches
happy
in
about it.
I've had a hip replacement, I can't even hardly walk out there because there's so many trenches. Now that it's 4 feet tall, I don't walk out there.
So I thank you for your comments, we're aware of it, and we are in contact with King County, and I am gonna contact the police department and ask if they can, be a little more visible in that area as well. So, thank you. Is there any other comments tonight? Would you, and then once you speak, Ms. Tate, would you fill out a form for me? Thank you.
Hey, how want to do all the way down? I just want to, I guess it's in the park, but just like to thank you for the $167,000 you found for the park. It'll help with maintenance and buying a new park. Just wanted to say thank you, that's all.
We're hoping to maintain the equipment that is on there, yeah. Thank you. Anybody else have any comments for this evening's meeting? No further comments? Okay. So moving on to the agenda, we have the mayor's report, and which will be rather brief this evening. The first thing I wanted to say is, I made notes while I was sitting at the doctor's office. I reported a couple weeks ago that the residents over at Rainier Vista had invited me over, kind of like Ask the Mayor that we do here on the fifth Monday. They had asked if I would come over and kind of give them an update on what was going on at City Hall and some of the things that were happening. And so I did do that last Thursday. There was probably about 25 residents that attended, so I felt it was well attended. And we had so much fun, they invited me to their barbecue on Monday, so really good food, lots of food. And anyway, I was very grateful for the invite, and it is going to be my plan from here on out, probably about every 3 months, just go over and have like a little Ask the Mayor session with them, like I do here on the fifth Monday, and just let them know what's going on at City Hall. They don't have the opportunity to get here to our meetings. And so that's what I'm working on. Ken will probably be reporting on this. I've had several phone calls and emails this weekend. Why is West Valley closed? Now what's going on? My understanding is they found another school on the other side of Ellington heading north. And so as much as it is a burden to our residents, it's not our road. We're not responsible for fixing it. I am working with Mayor Hill, and we're working with King County to see how we can get some funding to fix that. It's very frustrating, I know, especially for folks that live up on the West Hill, and I did see the notice that they were closing Jovita. I have no control over what another jurisdiction does. It would have been nice if they would have reached out as well. I mean, I saw it in the paper, it was going to be closed for 3 days. I don't have any control over another jurisdiction. The other thing is we're getting a lot of comments, and Councilmember Sliger had brought this up last week regarding the lawns and vacant houses and the shape of a lot of the residents. And I knew Ken and I had some conversation about it, and they're going on and working on it. I was sending him email addresses this weekend. I didn't expect him to respond. It was just so I don't forget. But anyway, just kind of make sure we are recognizing all of those. Please let me know if you see them. I don't go everywhere. I try to get as far as I can. One of the things that we're talking about as far as city-owned property and easements to help maintain the goats, we've been having conversations about possibly getting some goats and try to work on that. So we're looking into what that's going to entail, and I think it might be a really good solution as well, as far as just kind of let them loose and have the natural cleanup as well. So one of the other things that we're looking at to help clean up, especially when it comes around to storm ponds and stuff like that, maintain them. So with that, I really don't have anything else to report this evening. We have a very full agenda, so I think I'll just let everybody move on. So finance.
Good evening. This is the submission form email we received from the state auditor's office. The annual report is done and has been uploaded to the portal. So last year, the annual report is due the 150th day of the year, so that will be May 30th. So we have to beat that by 3 days. Last year we didn't get the annual report done until this year. So I don't think anybody else will ever beat the record by 7 months. That's not for city or municipal government as the finance person, and you have worked with the auditors, you probably won't understand most of it, because it's all kinds of odd schedules that they use for their reports for all the cities. So if anybody wants it, you know, it's easy to get copies of the schedule. The notes section is probably the one thing people would understand. So, I'll get it presented to the council in a few weeks, just to show you what it looks like. The Hensleys, we talked about their house, and, about the sale of their house, and, the brokers came in, talked to us, and I've spoken with every party concerned. They're still in line to get a sale done, within the next month. I spoke to the broker today, and she's checking back to see how things are going with the resolution, and depending upon what we do tonight, we can discuss how we're going to move forward with that. This is a house, I know, I bring it up because the council's concerned about vacant houses, and this one has a buyer, so we could make a vacant house into a full house, and that's a good thing, but there's $2,000 worth of late fees to be considered, so something I want you to consider when you think about the resolution that we talked about. Let's wait this up for tonight to vote on. We're less than a month away, well, actually about a month away from the police union contract expiration, and I'm going to reach out to Dick Rock. He has not contacted me yet, so I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him to see if we can plan a meeting in June. I would like, if the council has time next week, that we consider putting on an executive session on to discuss this. We need a little bit of direction on the committee, and I have a lot of information that I can share if you'd like. The wireless network is having problems. It's a hardware problem. It will be down from tomorrow and probably the rest of the week. But we're going to get some hardware to replace it for free. So that's a good deal. It'll be better, and hopefully it won't happen again. Unless both networks are having problems. The proposed amended FD schedule will be brought before council next week for discussion. We're bringing it forward early in June because it's important that we have everything ready for a July 1st start date for it, if the council approves having the new managers. That's it. Any questions?
We're gonna have that annual report on the webpage, should that be the public who wants it, or?
Well,
get it from the state?
we can. The state will end up putting on when they're done, but that may take a few months.
Yeah.
I don't know that, I'd rather put on, we are going to have the new website, as you read, and I would rather put on the financial report for the first quarter and the budget, at least a tapered down budget. If you want to do that, I can definitely put it up there. It's just that it might be more confusing than revealing.
Yeah,
So.
there's definitely not an easy to read document.
Right, that, so, but yeah, we can talk about that. We're going to have the website is live right now, and Amy and I are going to get trained